Hey everyone, it's Colin with Willowsford Farm. Today I want to talk weed control, which is probably one of the things that organic farmers think about most often. Since we're not able to use chemical weed control, we have to use either mechanical means or heat, different types of things. And I'll probably make a few different videos focusing on different tools and techniques that we use to control weeds on the farm here at Willowsford. But today I wanted to talk about a tool that I'm currently using called a Tine weeder. And then let's get a closer look at it over here on this old mast. So this behind me is the Tine weeder. It attaches to the back of the tractor. And what it is a series of spring steel tines that drag through the soil and vibrate. What that does is it uproots small weeds that are just starting to germinate. There's a stage in a weed development called the white thread stage. The reason it's called that is because the roots of the weeds actually look like small, thin, white threads. That's the perfect time to kill those weeds because it doesn't take much to bring them up to the soil surface or to break off that radicle, which is the initial root. And that allows us to go through pretty quickly, keep the fields clean, and not have to worry about bigger weeds further down the line. So this is the stage at which we want to catch those weeds. This is the white thread stage. You can start to see that the first initial leaves, the cotyledons, are out on this, but the root is very small and thin. That's going to be pretty easy to kill with this particular tool. So this tool would be an example of what's called blind cultivation, which means that I'm not following any specific row. I'm dragging it blindly across the entire field. The reason we can do that is these tines won't affect a properly established crop. So right now we're in the cucumber field, they're well rooted. We're going to be able to drive over that field. The cucumbers will kind of weave between these tines as we go down the field, but the tines will disturb that top half inch of soil enough to uproot any of those very small germinating weeds. So if you look at this bed, you're not actually gonna see many weeds, and that's kind of the point. We want to get out here and weed this bed before it's green with any of the weeds that we're bound to see here shortly. If we let the weeds get too big, what's gonna happen is tools like this are less effective. Really what we're trying to do is eliminate them right when they're starting to germinate, because like I said, it's easier to control them when they're that small. But what you'll see is these cucumbers are well established, they've started to set roots, and going over them with the tine weeder is not going to have any negative effect. This is what the bed looks like after we pass through, so you can see that it kind of breaks up that top layer. If you look closely, you can see a lot of these white threads, and those are weeds that have been uprooted. And as today heats up, the sun will scorch those things off and they won't be a problem for us anymore. All right, thanks for tuning in again. I hope that this was interesting for you. Like I said, I'll probably do a few different varieties of weed control videos because we use a whole bunch of different tools to try to maintain clean fields and manage weeds at Willowsford Farm. If you got any questions, comments, you know where to put them below. And thanks again. We'll see you soon.